All right, good afternoon, everybody. How you guys doing?
Good.
Great, cool. So today, I'm just going to give you guys a little lecture and talk about a few things in relation to music and history. So we go back to the turn of the century, the 19th, 20th century actually, 19th into the 20th. So there's a lot of things going on. We already had a lot of music made, a lot of composers already out there, really important pieces being played. Everybody knows the symphony is already going there for entertainment. It's a big deal in the world's life right now. So as we go into the 20th century, starting off, we had a few people that had some crazy ideas that wanted to change what music was, how we listen to it, and what we think about sound and music in general. So the title of this is called What is Noise? So I want you guys to think about throughout this entire presentation what noise and music means to you. Just the sound, is noise music? So, cool. As we get into this, I want to introduce you to this guy over here. His name is Luigi Russolo. He created a declaration called The Art of Noises, pretty much saying and stating that as we're getting into the future and changing of times, our ears are becoming a lot more sensitive to a lot of different sounds, and there's a new way to listen to things. We could, from urban industrial soundscapes and just being accustomed to speed and energy of sound itself. All right. So Luigi was a futurist, meaning, as a definition, one who studies and predicts the future, especially on the basis of current trends. Also, one who advocates for practices of futurism. So, does anybody have any futuristic ideas? Any goals that you would like to see? Raise a hand, anybody. Yes?
Become a musician.
What was that?
Become a musician.
Become a musician. Let's think about something like hover cars. Something that you would like in the future or want to make, but it's still in present day. It hasn't been done yet. Yes?
Floating pizzas.
Floating pizzas. That's a great
Amen.
idea.
Amen.
Yes. Robot waiters. See, that's a great idea. Let's get one more. Right over here. Video game designers. That is a great idea, and I'm pretty sure people are already starting to think about that. It's a thought, but it hasn't been made yet. So these are ideas of a futurist. All right. So if we look into futurism, it's a movement in art and music and literature. It started in Italy around 1909, and it wanted to give an effort to really change how we do things in general, of how we view everything. And it's just a point of view that finds meaning or fulfillment in the future rather than the past or present. Cool? Alright, so if we think about noise, Luigi Russolo also, he put these into categories. There's 6 groups of all different sounds and noises that we have in the world. So if we look through this, we have roars, thundering, explosions, hissing, roars, bangs, and booms. Just within these few ones, what do these have in common? Does anybody have an idea? Yes?
They're loud and they're like action.
Loud, action. I think of an impact. Really bangs, just one full thing coming at you once. Yeah? If we look at whistling, hissing, and puffing, how could these be categorized together?
Train.
Cats.
Train. Anything else? Yes? Yeah, when I think of whistling, hissing, and puffing, it's kind of a sustained, a lot quieter than the impactful roars, thundering, and explosions, right? Also, we have whispering, murmurs, mumbling, muttering, and gurgling. Kind of weird stuff, right? All kind of the same whispering. Everybody whisper, murmur, mumble right now. It kind of sounds exactly like that, right? And also we have noises made by beating on metals, wood, skins, tongues, pottery. Anything you can beat on, it's a dip, split, sound, any kind of noise. Alright, so we also have the voices of people, shouts, screams, shrieks, wails, and hoots. Sounds like animals, stuff in nature, really natural noises caused. You know? And also last we have screeching, creaking, rustling, buzzing, crackling, and scraping. Those are all kind of categorized together. Really another sustained sound, kind of with a sharpness, attack to the ears. You guys understand that? Have you ever heard all the sounds? Alright, so be thinking about all these sounds that's happening, that were categorized together. All right, so to get into this, I wanted to talk about a very special composer. His name is Edgar Varese. So he was a French-born American composer and innovator in the 20th century, and he was an experimentalist, meaning he just wanted to try new things and just do things that have never been done before, just to see why not, what would happen, and what would, how you would do different things. Okay. So he lived through both World War I and II. So if you think about that, that's a lot of history to go through and a really difficult time for one person to experience. So think about that and how, as a musician and composer, what's going on around you and how you could still be inspired to write music and perform, but the entire world is in a fight with each other. It's a really big deal. So the main thing he was his rhythm and was the primary material of his music. So as we get into our older composers, they were all about sound and beauty and how sound works and how we could all collaborate with all these different instruments, right? All the band pieces you guys play today and everything you hear on the music is all just regular sounds together beautifully. He wanted to take the sounds that haven't been used and make a lot bigger deal about it because it hasn't been yet. And he was also a very great inspiration to many composers after him. So, next slide. So this is him right here, Many Emotions of Edgar Varese as his old time period. Right here, and you can look right here, it kind of looks like a picture. Like a little drawing maybe, just kind of looks like a shark, but it's actually a score for one of his pieces. As an experimentalist, pretty much do whatever you want, and this is one of his pieces from the beginning to end. Take a look at that. All right. So, also, we're going to talk about, this is the young Edgar Varese. We're going to talk about a specific piece that he wrote called Ionization. So it debuted in 1933 at Carnegie Hall, New York. A really great place to play at. And it was for 13 players and exclusively only for percussion instruments. So 13 players, all percussion. Yeah? So it was considered the first percussion ensemble work. So throughout time, there's been a lot more after him. He was the first one to really want to utilize everybody back there because maybe they haven't played a lot in any symphonies or some other stuff. Trying to give the percussionists a little more life. So yeah, this piece, it explores the structural value of all non-pitched properties and sound. So we're going to take a listen to this, but flip one more slide. As we listen to ionization, I want you guys to have a few things in mind. What's going on musically? Is there a pulse? Can you find any melody or harmony going on? Are there any emotions being brought out? And does this piece have a character? So I want you guys to be thinking about that, and we're going to talk about it after we listen to ionization. All right, so before we listen to it, look at the instrumentation. If you guys just want to look at it, I'm not going to read it all. We just have the metals. It has a bunch of triangles, anvils, a bunch of cymbals, membrane drums. You have bongos, bass drums, the snare drums, a lot of wood instruments like claves, wood blocks, and slapsticks. Also rattle shakers like sleigh bells, tambourines, maracas. Air friction instruments with siren. So the actual siren that they use for emergency vehicles, they somehow managed to take it off and just have a cranking one that just has a siren. So you hear that noise. And also made drums, handmade drums called the lion's roar, which kind of looks like a normal drum. It has a string to it, and when you pull it, it kind of sounds like a lion roaring. It's pretty cool. Also, the keyboard instruments, traditionally like the glockenspiel, chimes, and piano that we normally see in band. So we're going to take a look and listen. mines were right there. Let me skip ahead a little bit. You hear the sirens? It's still going on, just by listening. First thoughts. Kind of weird, right? A lot of it's not our traditional sound and music that's going on. Yes? Yeah. You guys should just stop it. What are you guys' thoughts? Anybody? Right here.
Okay, so like once you switched up a little bit, it
Yeah.
kind of sounded like, I don't know, this was what I thought. It sounded like kind of like what would happen during a war. Like each instrument was a different person, and it was like going back and forth, and then the siren was like whenever people came to rest.
Really great thoughts about
That's what I
that.
thought.
Exactly. I mean, it was right around 1933. It's just around the start of all that happening.
So,
You can kind of feel the emotion of that, right? Yeah. It's beautiful.
I feel like nothing old in music, just all around.
Exactly.
Thing of revolution and
Okay.
played and brought out the
Yeah.
loud sound.
Exactly. So a lot of stuff going on. Anybody else? Any thoughts? All right. So as we get into that, you guys look at these few pictures. Where we might have heard noise. So noise. I think of thunderstorms. You know, we also heard the categorized into thundering and roars and stuff. Nature, big city. Yeah, anything else? You guys have any ideas? Natural noise that were categorized anywhere in a certain place? Yes.
The sirens.
Siren. Where are the sirens coming from?
Cars.
Cars,
Or ambulance.
ambulance, police vehicles, emergency vehicles. Yes.
Strong wind is pretty loud.
Strong wind. Yeah, that was like a rustling. It was one of the in the categorized. Just strong wind. You gotta hear that in your ears. Kind of feel it too, right? Yes.
I'm gonna say wind going through the trees.
Yeah. It's a really beautiful noise.
I like wind chimes.
Wind chimes, absolutely. So we're gonna watch a few things.
Oh, my jam is
That's a watch
here.
list.
No noises that happen every time someone
Listen to the noise going
I
on.
love
Yo.
Really listen to what's going on.
You suck.
So yeah, just already within a few seconds, did you guys hear any of the noises that were in the categories?
Yeah.
There are a few of them. Which ones did you guys hear?
Like burning up again.